The woman was shocked to discover that her husband had fathered a daughter with her best friend. Even her beloved mother-in-law was secretly helping to take care of the child at her best friend's house.
어머니, 아가, 어머니 왜 거기 계세요? 아가, 왜? 어머니가 왜 거기 계세요? 왜? 아니 아가.
In an instant, she felt as if she had been pierced by 1,000 arrows. Even breathing was excruciatingly painful. Seeing the people she trusted most in her life deceive her in such a way, anger overwhelmed her rationality. She hated her best friend and family for their betrayal. She hated them for letting her fall into that illusion of happiness. When she recalled the details of the past, those fragments instantly left her breathless. Just a few years ago, Dishi and her husband Junchuo were involved in a car accident. Although both of them narrowly escaped with their lives, the accident caused Dishi to lose her memory. She only remembers her husband's name but has forgotten everything about her life with him. Although she actively underwent treatment every day, the lost fragments of her memory could never be pieced together completely. And after the accident, she began to notice something unusual about her family. Her husband would sneak out late at night and return exhausted just before dawn. He seemed to be constantly avoiding something. He always said he was just going out to buy instant noodles. But Dishi knew there was instant noodles at home. In addition, even her mother-in-law often said strange things.
그런데 아범은 어디 갔어?
아범이요?
아니, 준석이.
Seeing her mother-in-law's unmistakable panic, Dishi felt a vague sense of unease, but she didn't take it seriously. However, what puzzled her even more was her best friend. Whenever Dishi suggested visiting her best friend's house, she always made excuses to decline. Moreover, her best friend's gaze toward her husband seemed a bit strange, and her husband always seemed inexplicably tense in front of them. Although Dishi had some doubts, she still felt that it was because of her amnesia. That day, Dishi suggested to Junchuo that perhaps it was time for them to have a child of their own, but Junchuo politely refused her. For a period of time afterward, Dishi frequently brought up the topic with her husband, but each time she was refused by Junchuo for various reasons. Even when Dishi became emotionally upset over the matter, Junchuo did not get angry. He knew her body was still recovering, and emotional instability was understandable. He continued to take meticulous care of Dishi every day, until one day, Junchuo said he would be away on a business trip for a month. Dishi was puzzled upon hearing this. She couldn't understand why her husband needed to be away for an entire month. Although she was reluctant to let him go, she prioritized her husband's career. But strangely, shortly after her husband left, he returned home several times in a hurry. He always claimed he had forgotten to bring various items, but each time he returned, he would linger at the door for a moment.
사랑한다.
Dishi did not notice any abnormalities in her husband, but she could never have imagined that this brief separation would be a farewell forever. But when Dishi saw her husband again, he had already become a cold corpse. Dishi trembled as she slowly lifted the white cloth. When she saw her husband's familiar and peaceful face, her heart nearly stopped beating. She collapsed helplessly on the ground, crying out in despair.